I'm sharing a locker room with a trans female who may still have a. I do not feel comfortable being exposed to that, and I no longer feel safe. This has nothing to do with any being a bad person. It is simply that I do not feel mature enough to view any man's penis.
That's what I'm talking about. This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com. TatumStore.com. Get the merch link in the description section. Also, get you one of these hats. FJB. Forget Joe Biden is what I call it, but you can call it whatever you want to call it. Get you one of these hats. My wife actually designed this hat, and I think it's absolutely fire. That's why I'm wearing it and supporting it. And it's crazy comfortable, too. It's got a little stretch in it. Underneath, it's got a little bit of cushion right there. Look like if you sweat, it's like a little cloth right there. I don't know what they did with this hat, but it's nice. It's tight. And go get you one before they run out. Like and subscribe to the channel, but also put in discount code FREETRUMP24, get 24% off. Like and subscribe to the channel. Y'all already know what to do. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, I'm glad to see videos like this. I made a video about a young kid that just went ham on the city council, the school board. And I think more children should be going ham on these brain dead professors and teachers and school board members who are just pushing lunacy. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever for these schools to be trying to force kids to be trans and accept all that stuff. You know, my son's school, you know, I'm about ready to go down there. He showed me a piece of paper that they sent home to him, and super woke. And of course, my son said that racism is not pervasive in America anymore. My son had positive things to say about police, obviously because his father was a police officer. I wonder what the teacher's going to grade him on. Is she going to target him because she don't like the answers that he gave? Or God is my witness, y'all, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna make a video about it. I'm gonna expose everybody. If this lady were to not give him 100%, when the paperwork was about a person's opinion, whether you agree or disagree with something. She didn't give them 100%. Y'all gonna hear from me. But anyway, I'm glad to see these young people at this school stepping up and speaking out. Although these idiots down there ain't gonna listen to nothing they have to say, this is building character and boldness and courage amongst these young people. And I'm hoping that their parents either allow them to write their own words or they help them foster the documents through helping them express their own words and being able to put it on paper. But this is inspiring to me that young kids are speaking out because they do have a voice too. They always showing the videos of the little trans kids. What about the other kids? Oh, they need to feel safe. Well, the other kids need to feel safe too. Why can't both of them feel safe? Why can't they both be safe? Why can't they both be happy? You got 1 to 50 girls. The one is dominated over the other 50. Listen to these kids and be inspired. Roll the clip.
I no longer feel safe within the 4 walls at Vesta, and I feel that my freedom has been taken away from me. I have been waiting since 2nd grade for swimming during school at Vesta, only now to find out I am sharing a locker room with a trans female who may still have a penis. I do not feel comfortable being exposed to that, and I no longer feel safe. This has nothing to do with any being a bad person. It is simply that I do not feel mature enough to view any man's penis, whether they identify as a female or a man. A penis is a penis.
Private spaces.
Can you believe in 2024 we have young people begging, pleading with adults not to expose them to male genitalia? Like, I don't know what these people are thinking. As a man, I couldn't sit on a panel listening to a kid express themselves that way, and I'm just totally like, yeah, let's go with the status quo. I mean, it's like, yeah, you want to transition. That's a personal decision that you want to make as a kid. You cannot thrust yourself in and make all the other kids feel uncomfortable. You can do this, but why do you need to play sports? You're going to have to sit this out. And you should be okay with sitting out if you really cared about young women. No, it's a trend, y'all. It's a trend. These kids find their niche and get convinced and motivated to do these certain things, and they benefit. Of course the kid is playing. Of course the trans is playing the sport. You never see it vice versa. You never see a trans man get into sports. No, you never hear about that. You never see them winning anything. They never will. There's a benefit to being a boy transition to a girl in sports.
Are one of the most important things in a growing boy or girl's life. Private spaces we as children go to recognize the change within us and our body. Everyone should feel safe, but I and my fellow students are being forced to sign petitions to allow these things to follow through. It becomes bullying. You are not teaching me to be okay with who you are. You are pushing me to show my vulnerable parts to somebody I may not trust. But this is not a hate speech. This is a 15-year-old student who's affected by the decisions you push upon us. I am the child on the other side of this, and I and my friends want our sense of privacy to be valued by the higher-ups.
Central to this debate is the issue at hand of allowing individuals who are biological men or women to enter bathrooms or locker rooms that do not align with their biological sex. This practice leaves many feeling vulnerable and breaches a moral and ethical boundary, suggesting that those who identify differently should utilize single occupancy bathrooms. This stance is not rooted in transphobia, but in a concern for the safety and privacy of all students.
The truth is, I'm filled with apprehension at the thought of using these facilities under existing guidelines. Policies, in my eyes, fail to protect our privacy and safety in spaces where we should feel most secure. The policy, which seems to have been adopted without a thorough consideration of its impact on the student body, leaves many of us feeling exposed and vulnerable. We need leaders who prioritize the well-being, privacy, and safety of every student. Leaders who are willing to listen, recess, and if necessary, reverse decisions that do not serve the best interests of those who have pledged to protect.
How is this controversial? How is this anything other than young people just expressing? Because you don't listen to the adults, you think they're crazy. The young people are saying, like, we don't want this. You guys are literally redefining everything in the entire school and society because one kid is confused. Just imagine doing all of this and the kid goes back and detransitions. Like,
this policy change has sparked fear among a significant portion of our student population, particularly girls who now feel their safety and privacy are compromised. The idea that facilities should be accessed based on self-identification rather than biological sex is not just troubling, it's a blatant disregard for the well-being of students. To allow individuals into bathrooms and locker rooms that do not align with their biological sex is beyond discomforting. It is frankly lunacy and unacceptable. This isn't about denying rights or excluding anyone. It's about ensuring that every student's right to privacy and safety is upheld. What's currently happening is that our trusted board is in alignment with the degradation of the moral fabric of our community.
Somebody get these kids a gift card to a steakhouse or Macy's or something. I would personally, if I had the contact information, if I knew who these kids were, I would personally send them a gift card for them to go shopping and go get dinner or something. I am very proud of these young people for standing up for what they believe, because we live in a time where cowardice has taken precedent over morality and truth. People are just scared. They're cowards. They won't say anything. They'll just let it all happen and then complain about it on the back end when it's to the point where there's nothing you can do about it. But for these young people to step up and say what they said in the face of these adults, it's encouraging, it's inspiring, and it's also sad, because these grown people should know better than what they're doing. A kid shouldn't have to tell you that they don't want to be exposed to male genitalia. They shouldn't have to plead with you that they are uncomfortable with someone who's just transitioning yesterday. Somebody who can self-identify. I know I'm talking to the choir. Do you guys know how silly this would have been when we were in school? That you could just go in whatever locker room you want to because you feel like. this would be it would have been this would be insane. It would be absolutely insane. But all right, I could talk forever on this subject. I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm out.